So on today's episode of WPL RC World, we're going to talk about tools today. Okay, so if you're just getting into this, there's a few things you're going to need to work on your car or truck, whichever you want to call it. The main thing, now they come with like these, okay? These, and some of the new ones come with an Allen wrench. Do yourself a favor, throw these in the trash. They're garbage. I mean, they work for like putting accessories and stuff on there. I find them very hard to use. Now, one thing you're going to want is, okay, I don't know if it'll focus here on this Mr. Screwdriver here. Oh, come on now. I guess we're not going to focus on that. Okay, let's see. There we go. Now, the WPL screws require something with a little bit of a more of a flatter tip than, say, and of course I can't find it when I'm on camera. Oh, here it is. Then say that. There's a little pointer. This is a little bit flatter. They have they do have a name for the screw. I forget what it is, but anyways, if anything, just get the screwdriver like that. Now you can go like I do, and especially if you're going to be modifying your trucks a lot. This is part of a set, actually. And the set comes with the handle. Here, I'll use another example. Okay. So this is a dynamite set that you can buy at your local hobby shop. Comes with this handle here. Okay. And it'll come with different size, well, you could say attachments. There'll be nuts for doing nuts. There'll be screwdrivers in these kits as well. And then there'll also be like Allen ones in there. So those are a good investment. They're worth the investment. Save you some headaches. If you think you're going to be doing a lot of wrenching, now they're not on the exactly the cheap side, but if you're going to be working on your stuff a lot and you have Allen wrenches on there, would strongly suggest MIP drivers for your smaller Allen bits. This is the, I think, 1.5, which is a really common one for the drive shafts, metal drive shafts and stuff like that. And some of those are hard to get out. These are a lot less likely to actually strip on the tool. The tool doesn't wear out like some of the other ones. These are very, very good tools. A lot of hobby grade people use these. They work very well worth the extra money to save the aggravation of stripped out screws just on doing simple stuff. And I have they make a few different kinds. They got these, and then you can also get these. If you got like a cordless screwdriver or something of that nature, you use those ones. And so they've got those, like I said, by quality ones. And then there are some sets you can get that are just like this. This is another dynamite one. The only thing I run across the dynamite ones is they do wear, they work. If you use them a lot, they do kind of start wearing out a little bit. That's why I would strongly the MIPs are what I would strongly recommend as far as those go. Okay. And then another thing you should probably have, a very, very small adjustable wrench. Works pretty well. There's another thing that works very well. Another thing, small pair of needle nose pliers. Works very good. And then also some of these kits here will sometimes come with small screwdrivers as well. They don't work that bad. This one works pretty good. And then, yeah, see, I've got a couple different sets of pliers here. I got the needle nose. I got these ones. And then another thing you're going to need, slide cutters. Okay. That's another thing you're going to need. And then if you're going to be working with 3D printed parts, I would strongly recommend, which is right here in this drawer, this is called a pin vise. This is for cleaning out holes in plastic parts. Like if you know the mounting holes in a 3D print, say it's a rock slider or something, 3D print rock slider, you would need to clean out the mounting holes with this. And then another thing we have here, this, you'll need this in some projects, a small file. You'll need at times to clean things up. Sandpaper is also a good thing to have. And then if you're going to be working with any kind of like Lexan bodies or any kind of Lexan or anything, you'll need Lexan scissors. Definitely a need. Okay. And then another thing you're going to need, if I can, give me a sec here. Let me see if I can find it. You're going to need a soldering iron. I got one around here somewhere. I forgot to get that out for this particular thing here. Okay, yeah, I don't know where the soldering iron is right at this point. Soldering iron is another thing you need. Especially if you're changing out electronics, need to change connectors, stuff like that. Sometimes these wires are real small, and sometimes they like to break off on like the motor and stuff like that. And you're going to need to resolder them back on. So a soldering iron is also another good investment. And really in the long run, for stuff, they don't really cost a lot. You know, there's a couple different types of soldering irons that you can use. Some are butane powered, some are just plugged into your wall. And here's another thing that's good to have is a pick tool. Works good for picking things out of tight spaces. Also, if you're working with, like, sometimes they're not a bad thing to have if you're like working with shocks. Sometimes be able to very carefully work with the seals. These are very good. Also a very good thing to have. Now there's other things you can have. This is mostly what I have in my kit. In addition to the soldering iron. But this is the stuff I have. Strongly recommended. Like I said, don't use the cheap. Don't buy like a $4 or $10 set on Amazon or AliExpress. All it's going to do is strip out your screws. The actual tools will round off. Speaking of experience here, about the quality of tools. Yeah, so if you're going to, like I said, if you're going to be working on these a lot, you're going to want some good tools. But anyways, if you're just getting started out, the main thing, like I said, the main thing I would recommend is a good screwdriver. Or even just going and buying like one of these sets. Like I said, you're going to want at least that off the bat. And maybe a few different pairs of pliers and maybe a really, really small adjustable wrench are probably the minimum. It would be my thought. And then as you go along, you're going to want to use nicer and nicer tools to prevent damaging parts. So anyways, so that's kind of my ideas here on the tools. Depending on what kind of light you have, flashlight's not a bad idea either. So these are my thoughts. This is what I use personally. So, No, and then if you do amass a lot of tools, small toolbox is the best to store them all in. So without further ado, hopefully this has helped you, and I haven't confused anybody. But yeah, hopefully people find this very useful on their projects. Because I know any kind of advice when you're getting started, that's good advice, is always a big help. And then another thing I'd recommend. Sorry about that. Before I go, a pair of tweezers is not a bad idea either. So, and maybe a magnet would be another couple things. But no, if you work on them a lot, you're gonna need this stuff. So get out. Get out there and wrench and enjoy your RCs, man. That's what it's all about.